off of turn number 4. Here they come, up on the throttle. We're underway, and Arrenegado and Jennison race off at 2. Arrenegado's got the advantage. Look at Burns, 3 wide, down in the corner, settles it back behind.
Down off turn number 4, Vinnie Arrenegado leads the way. Mark Jennison second. Here comes Dylan Estrella for third, down off turn number 2.
Estrella and Burns racing side by side for position. Behind them, it's Pelland and Darling. Off the corner, Arrenegado sets the pace. The 22 sits in the number 2 spot as they come off of turn number 2, and it's Arrenegado out front by a car length.
Vinnie Arrenegado likes what he sees out the front of his windshield, but don't look so fast. Mark Jennison making moves to the inside, down in 1 and 2.
Off of turn 2, Jennison trying to get a run down to the inside. Settles it in back behind as they hit turn 3. Estrella edges out ahead of Burns off of 4. Look at Darling down to the inside as Burns gets sideways. Darling on the move up into a couple of spots.
And Dave Darling and Jacob Burns there over in turn 4. That was hairy. As off turn 4, Vinnie Arrenegado leads the way. Jennison second, Estrella third. The battle for fourth heating up between Darling and Burns off 2.
Burns on the outside, Darling down low, and Estrella in control in the championship chase. Arrenegado sets the pace across the stripe, but Jennison continues to work that inside lane. They come off at turn 2. Arrenegado down the outside into 3.
Into 3 and 4. Mark Jennison working that low line. Contact with Arrenegado. Arrenegado skates away with the lead, works down into 1 and 2.
Jennison slides up. Here comes Estrella taking a look down on the inside, but can't get the run. Darling sits fourth. Down in the corner they come. Contact is made. Jennison up high. Here comes Estrella down low.
That door has been opened for Estrella. Estrella looking for more, battling with Jennison as they work down the backstretch.
Darling looking for a hole. Takes a look to the outside. Settles it in back behind as they come off of 4. Jennison all sorts of cross up, gathers it back in. Estrella takes over the number 2 spot.
Dave Darling right to the back bumper of Dylan Estrella. If Dave Darling wants that 9th championship tonight, he's going to have to go through the defending champion. Dylan Estrella in the 2nd spot. Dave Darling right there in tow.
Off of turn number 2 they come, side by side for the number 2 spot as Arrenegado trying to bookend the 2025 season. They come off of turn 4. Estrella edges out, holds on to the number 2 spot. Darling on his bumper and Estrella on his right side doors. They head down into 3.
Into 3 and 4. Vinnie Arrenegado starting to open up that lead. Battle for second continues. Dylan Estrella right to the door of Mark Jennison down in 1.
Jennison has the position up top as they roll down the back straightaway. Estrella not able to close the deal down low. Into 3 and 4 they go. Pelland is moved up inside the top 5 as Burns gets caught up on the outside. Off of turn 2 they come, still wheel to wheel for the number 2 spot. Darling sits right there behind.
Off turn 4, Vinnie Arrenegado leading, continuing to look at his rearview mirror and seeing that battle for second opening up as he works off turn 2.
Estrella keeping the game straight, holding Jennison up on the outside as they roll through turns 3 and 4. As long as Jennison is out there, Darling can't go there. Darling has one opportunity, and that is to the inside. If he can make it stick, they come off at turn 2.
Off turn 2 down the backstretch. Jennison with the nose advantage. Estrella on the inside. They continue to battle door to door down the front stretch into 1 and 2.
Jennison trying to take over the number 2 spot. Edges out ahead of Estrella off of turn 2 into 3. Darling slides up the racetrack, trying to follow Jennison. Back to the inside he goes as Estrella battles back down low.
Down into turn 1. That battle continues. That gives the advantage and an opening gap for Vinnie Arrenegado in that number 17. He continues to lead the way off 4.
Darling taking a look down to the inside. 3 wide momentarily for the number 2 spot. Darling down low. Estrella in the middle. Jennison up top as they come off at turn 2. Still 3 wide down the back straightaway.
Into 3 and 4. And Dave Darling right there. Dylan Estrella going to fall back. Dave Darling to the 2nd spot over in 1 and 2.
Darling on the move down low. Trouble for Pelland off at turn number 2. He goes around and the caution flag is out. What a move by Darling. Estrella slipped up just a little bit coming off at turn 4. Darling dove down to the inside to take over the spots, and it moved up into 2nd, but the caution flag came out before the lap was complete. We are at lap number 19 of 50. 31 still remain. Down to the center of the infield as we are ready to go off of turn number 4. Arrenegado is elected the outside. Jennison down low. Darling and Estrella, row number 2 as they hit turn number 1. Off the corner they come. Jennison with the advantage, looking for the lead, sets it down in the corner as Estrella tries to get back by Darling off of 4.
Here comes Jennison looking for the lead. He's got a rear view mirror full of Dave Darling. Vinnie Arrenegado skates away to the lead off 2.
Darling squeezing down low. Jennison sliding up high as they come off the corner. Darling's got the advantage. He'll take over the number 2 spot at the stripe.
Dave Darling to the second spot as Dylan Estrella is mired in traffic behind the third place car of Jennison as they work off turn 4.
Dave Darling up into the number 2 spot as the 17 of Arrenegado sets a pace. Jennison sits third. Fourth is Brightman. Look at Burns up inside the top 5 as Estrella slides back to 6th.
Here we go, single file as they work down in 1 and 2. Jacob Burns has now gotten by Dylan Estrella. Jacob Burns looking for a championship here tonight, but he's got a little bit of ways to cover if he wants to get to Dave Darling as the laps continue to wind down.
Looking for number 9. Darling settles right up on the tail end of Arrenegado as they roll down into 3, 25 down, 25 to go. It's Arrenegado and Darling in a breakaway. Jennison and Brightman battling for the 3rd spot.
Here they go down into 1 and 2. Dave Darling closing on Vinnie Arrenegado. They work down the backstretch into 3. Dave Darling wants more than a championship. He wants a win here tonight, and he's chasing Vinnie Arrenegado in 1.
Looking for his 3rd win of the season. Settles right behind Arrenegado as they roll down the back straightaway. Brightman edging out ahead of Jennison for 3rd as they come off of turn number 4. They make a little bit of contact. Here comes Burns down to the inside of Jennison. Jennison shuts the door on Jacob.
Here we go into 3 and 4. The chase for the lead heating up. Dave Darling to the inside of Vinnie Arrenegado as they work down into 1.
Down to the inside goes Darling. Arrenegado caught up top as they roll down the back straightaway. The top 2 in a breakaway. They're wheel to wheel through turns 3 and 4. Dave Darling takes over the lead at lap number 29.
Down into 1 and 2. Dave Darling chasing a 9th Pro Stock Championship. The lap's winding down. It'll be 20 to go at the stripe here.
Off the corner they come, and Darling in control. Arrenegado back to 2nd. Brightman, Jennison, and Burns, your top 5. Estrella is 6th. Pelland is 7th. 8th is Mitchell. 9th is Lilly, and Gomes rounds out the top 10, and we are 19 laps away from the final checkered flag of the season for the Pro Stocks.
Dave Darling works off turn 2, down the back stretch into 3 and 4. He holds the advantage over Vinnie Arrenegado and Mike Brightman as he comes across the stripe. 18 laps left to go.
Jennison and Burns racing side by side. Estrella trying to take a peek down to the inside. Settles it in back behind as they roll down into turn number 3. The battle is for 4th. 3 cars battling for position.
They continue to battle for that 4th spot. Jacob Burns to the inside. Mark Jennison to the outside. That battle heats up. Down in turn 3, Dave Darling leads the way as the laps continue to whittle down. 16 laps left to go.
Darling cruising at the top of the leaderboard, 3 car lengths ahead of Arrenegado as they roll down the back straightaway. Arrenegado sits 2nd, Brightman sits 3rd. 4th is Burns. Estrella looking for 5th as they cross the stripe, edges out ahead of the 22, that time at the stripe.
Into 3 and 4, Dave Darling watching the laps continue to wind down. 14 laps left to go between Dave Darling and a 9th championship as he works off turn 2.
37 laps will be complete this time at the stripe. Burns is broken away from that battle for 4th. Now tries to close in on Brightman. He has got a long way to go, and he's running out of time. Trouble on the front straightaway. Jennison goes around down to turn number 1, and the caution flag is out for the 2nd time on this one as Jennison is jettisoned up in turn number 1.
Well,
so 37 laps are complete. Dave Darling is in control, and he's got a little bit of a buffer between he and the rest of the championship contenders.
That he does. Dave Darling leading the way. Jacob Burns, you have to look back to the 4th spot here. Jacob Burns, he's come through late in these races before. Does he have enough time?
Nothing is over yet. For the Pro Stocks, Bristol Toyota Pace Truck down in the infield as we get ready to go. Off of 4, Darling fires on the throttle. Green flag is out. He gets the jump over Arrenegado, but here comes Burns up on his tail.
Jacob Burns right to the rear bumper of Darling. He's going to throw it in hard and deep in 3 and 4. Jacob Burns right to the back bumper. Darling works down into 1 and 2.
Darling sets the pace off the corner. 2 car lengths separate him, and now Jacob Burns sitting in the number 2 spot. They roll down with 11 laps remaining. Does Burns have anything left in the tank to get by the 8-time champion? Down off of turn number 2, trouble for Jeremy Lilly. Slows up off of 2, gathers it back, and we're back still under green with 10 laps to go.
10 laps left to go in the season. 9 is fine if it's Dave Darling here tonight. He's got 9 laps at the stripe for another championship here in the Pro Stocks.
Burns trying to close in as he settles in about 3 car lengths back. We'll see what he can close in over the final. It was .444 the last time across the stripe. This time, lap number 42 as they come off the corner. Let's see the difference, and it is 482, same.
8 laps left to go. It'll be 7 at the stripe. Dave Darling continuing to pace the field. Jacob Burns right there in tow as they come off turn 4.
Across the stripe, and Darling continues to keep that pace. Black flag out for one driver, and I think that was the 10 of Gomes, as he has a little smoke coming from the Route 6 Automall Kia. We're down to 6.
It'll be 5 at the stripe. Darling and Burns, they have been the class of the Pro Stock field all season. Who's it going to be? 5 laps left to go in our season.
Off the corner and down to the stripe. 5 to go, and the lead is starting to dwindle. Darling holding on. Burns trying to close it in as they hit 3 and 4. Down to 4. Can Darling hold him off? Look at him seesaw back and forth on the steering wheel off of 4.
Into 1 and 2. The gap continues to close. Dave Darling into 3 and 4, coming to 3 laps left to go here at the stripe.
Darling sits only a car length ahead of Jacob Burns. A little bit of smoke coming from the Waterways number 52. The tires are worn. Twin sticks out. They come off the corner 2 more times around.
2 more circuits around between Dave Darling and a 9th Pro Stock Championship. He works down the backstretch into 3 and 4, coming to the white flag this time.
Final time off of turn 4. The Waterways Seekonk Grand Prix. Johnson Landscaping number 52 leads the field down into 3 and 4. Championship number 9 on the line. Dave Darling will hold on and pick it up.
Jacob Burns goes 2nd. Mike Brightman 3rd. Dylan Estrella 4th. Vinnie Arrenegado 5th. Bobby Pellin the 3rd, 6th. Mark Jennison 7th. Mike Mitchell 8th. Jeremy Lilly 9th. Darrell Stamfel 10th. Dave Simpson 11th. And Andrew Gomes rounding out the field in 12th.
Congratulations, 9-time champion.
Hey, Boo Bird. I think I'm in victory lane. Where are you? Boo! Yeah, if you want to come down here, we can take a picture.
You got out front quick, but it seemed like over the last several laps, the car started to get looser and looser.
It was actually getting tighter, and I was trying to get it freer. Yeah, we had to drive it every lap. Vinnie was fast. Jacob was fast. You know, Dylan, I put him 3 wide in the middle. There was a hole, and it's championship night. Got to get to the front. Luckily, we all made it out. I don't know if it messed his night up too much, but, you know, everybody the last half of the season definitely been running a lot cleaner. And, you know, I'm a firm believer in, you know, you race guys like they race you to some degree. And I think if you can win races clean, it shows other guys you can do it.
Well, it certainly showed that over the last half of the season, like you said. You came into tonight, whatever happens, happens. But you come out of here as a 9-time champion.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. The chase format, you know, the last 4 going to the last race, and whoever finishes ahead of the next guy makes it pretty cutthroat. Not how I grew up watching racing or really like watching racing. Thankfully, I got Jeff Bellier in my corner. He tweaked on this thing all day, and we got it right for the feature.
Feels real good. 9 times, and I know you've got a lot of people you want to thank.
Yeah, I got to thank everybody that came tonight. My Jeff Bellier for all the hard work. Vinnie helps us at the shop putting cars back together when they get wrecked. I got to thank the fans, the Boo Birds, everybody. What was it Dale Earnhardt said when they stopped making noise? You're no longer relevant, right? Rick Martin, I remember him getting booed more than me, and then everybody was clearing for him. So, I got to thank my family, my sons here, both Ben and Sophie, Diane for all her support, Gary Johnson, he's been with me for every single win, every single championship. My dad, of course, he got me into racing. He came back from Stafford to watch tonight. Just everybody that works on this car. Ronnie Pond, Hall of Fame member. He's a big part of every single one of these wins, and championships. And I've been fortunate enough to have a lot of good people in my corner, and then we're able to kind of, fight, bicker, have a lot of fun. And part of it is I like doing it with these guys.
Well, that's the most important thing, and the friendships and the relationships that have grown over the years have been fantastic.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and even the guys in the pits and stuff like that, they become family and friends, and, we're going to ruffle each other's feathers on the track here and there. But even Rick, he and I were talking earlier, and he's like, Jesus, what are you, like 50-something? I said, no, I'm 46. He says, oh, you started young. And I'm like, yeah, we won't get into that. But, yeah, I said, look, he says, it's been great racing with you. And honestly, it was great racing with him. The first half of my career, I hated racing with him. And he's like, that's because you were too aggressive. And I'm like, yeah, you're probably right. But the second half was really good. And I grew up watching him learning how to race by just watching him. And then he taught me a few things here and there, racing with him, and he'd clean me out, and I'd be like, all right, what do I got to do next time to not get cleaned out? So, he was a big part of it, him, Freddie Estelle, growing up. I mean, I've been coming here since I was 7, so.
Well, congratulations. Welcome back to the championship table.
Great, thank you. And then anybody that's left, go to Hallowiz when it opens.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about a round of applause, our 2025 Pro Stock champion, Dave Darling. What a night. What competition, what emotions, and what fun we've had here. I want to thank everybody for joining us as we close out our 2025 regular season. We still have 2 more reasons to celebrate our 80th season. We've got the Pumpkin Smash coming up on October 11th, and we've got the Haunted 100 coming up on October 25th. So join us for those 2 events. Until then, I want to thank everybody for joining us. What a night. Congratulations to Jake Veneta, to Charlie Rose, to Adam Petty, and to Dave Darling, our 2025 NASCAR champions. On behalf of the staff and management here at the Seekonk Speedway, and for the family of the late DeAnthony and Irene Vendetti, Rick Martin, congratulations on a great career.